Hi again, it's time for another update on the Bitcoin charts. As you can see on the screen right now, we are very fast approaching the end of what I would like to call the final pattern in this bear market or bear trend that we are currently experiencing in the Bitcoin market. If you recall, in the last video I drew this final triangle or pennant, if you'd like to call it. I wouldn't call it a descending or an ascending pennant. It seems to be pretty flat, and that is pretty much how can I say, depicted the price change over the last few days. It has changed very little up and down. This volatility that you see here is actually quite exaggerated by the scale I have on the screen at the moment. So I mean, you're looking at, let's look at over the last couple of, this is a 1-day chart, so let's look at, let's say that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, from the 6 days ago, the low was, let's call it 6,440, and the high was 6,630. So let's call it $200 has been the spread over the last 6 days. That's been the biggest spread. It has narrowed down and narrowed down and narrowed down. As you can see right now, the last 2 days up until now have been pretty stagnant, and we are getting awfully close to the end of this pennant now. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change to an hourly chart and then rescale it so that we can have a look at this little excursion past the boundaries, you can say, of the pennant that I've drawn. Let's just increase this a bit. Move the chart. Okay, now you can see we had a nice rise which broke right through the top of the pennant, and as predicted, I thought it would come back down and test this as a support level. Look, this was basically a resistance level before it broke through, and now it comes back down to test it as a support level again, and it seems to have survived the support level as a support level, and it is now back on a small rise again. Could this be the breakout that we've been waiting for? It could well be, but it might not be. We might see a drop back down to test this support level again, this top of the triangle. It might come down to test that again. If it survives that, I think we could possibly be seeing quite a significant rise. I did say the last time we're looking at around about the 9th, which is tomorrow. It is the 8th today. I was actually going to make this video last night. I was up till after midnight, and I saw the date change to the 8th, and I saw the excursion through the breakout through the triangle, and I thought maybe I should make this video now, but then I thought wait just a few more hours until now so that I can see where this was going. And from what we can see at the moment, it looks very promising. It has broken through. It went pretty much higher. Let's see, it broke through at roughly 6,500, and it went up as high as 6,584. So $84 it rose up, and then it slowly came down to test that level again, as I said, and now it has turned and is making another wave up. Now this pattern, I just want to decrease the scale here a little bit so we can check the pattern. From our main wave pattern, I said in the last video that the frequency had changed. It had become a much more higher frequency wave, and also it had shifted up to the top of the triangle completely, not obeying the bottom limits anymore. And I suppose I could have then gone and maybe drawn in another pattern, or concluded some kind of a pattern to this, but I didn't bother. It is so small and so zoomed in. It's only valid for an hour or two, so, or maybe a day at the most. So I don't want to go and make predictions of the next hour or the next 2 hours, 4 hours. I'm looking at the overall picture, but you can still see this excursion there, and it is turning now. As I said, we're on a 1 hour chart. Here we are just above zero, which means we are in the bullish territory, and this is the MACD. We are in the bullish territory. It is I can't really see that well, but the current trend line is running just above the moving average for that trend line, so it is definitely a bullish sign for Bitcoin at the moment. And as we can see here on the stochastics RSI, let me just get this to you can see the blue was running underneath the moving average for the stochastics RSI, but it is now, it has turned, and it looks like it's going to be crossing the moving average onto the positive side. Below 50 is bearish territory, but we have turned. As you can see, we've made a little turn, and we are heading through the moving average and up. Once we reach 50% and we go up above that, we are entering bull territory, and we should see more pronounced changes in price to the upside. As you can see, we've already had price change to the upside because everything is now turning up, is looking favorable. I see possibly another decent rise. Now, what can we expect if this happens to be the breakout that we are waiting for, and it is to the upside? What can we expect next? Like I said, we might even go up a little bit and come down to test this support level, this triangle. Let me just move it here. We might come and test it here somewhere later today, maybe very late today. That's around midnight, I reckon. If it does do it, probably around midnight tonight, it might do that and then turn and go up again. That's if it survives and it doesn't break through the support level. If it survives and it starts going up, what should we look for next? If you can remember a few videos ago, let me just decrease the scale here. I drew a support level, or rather a resistance level here. At the moment it's at $6,814. Now, with me moving the charts around so many times, every now and again I grab, instead of grabbing the chart to move it, I've grabbed on this line and I've moved it by mistake. So it might not be precisely where it should be, but I think the $6,800 mark is more or less where I put it the last time, so let's call it the $6,800 mark. When Bitcoin gets up there and it actually breaks through the $6,800 mark and stays above it, then I think we are definitely in this breakout, and we are definitely going to see a nice steady rise for Bitcoin after that. Where will it go to? Well, if I'm not mistaken, I put in another resistance level at roughly 7,600. If it survives that and breaks through that, then I think we are heading for possibly 8,500 to 9,000 before we get any significant sell-off, which is not going to last too long. It's going to provide people a chance to sell at the top around, but anywhere between $9,000 and $10,000. It's going to provide people a chance to get out, and it's going to drop then, I think, probably to around the I don't want to be too pessimistic, but I think we might see a drop back into the 6,000s again, maybe even slightly lower. But it's not going to stay, or not going to stay there too long, and we will have a second wave which will go even higher, possibly 20 to maybe even $30,000. Who knows? But this looks like it could be the beginning of the breakout we've been waiting for. Just want to, oops, wrong one. I just want to increase the scale here again. So yeah, this is looking very promising. We've been waiting for this breakout. The pressure is now built up. As you can see, the pattern has changed completely. We're not obeying this triangle anymore, but we had to get out of it somehow and some way before we hit the intersection between the two lines, which on this chart is I've put at the 11th, but it very seldom gets so close in on especially a 1 hour chart. So we are quite possibly at our breakout point now, and there could be good things to come. I hope you've managed to buy in low. It's not too late. I think we are in for some decent profits in Bitcoin from here on up. And if we just stick it out and look for the anywhere from 8.5, 9,000, possibly even 10, and look for the turn then, and get out there and possibly wait for the bottom of the dip again, bottom of the sell-off. There are some really good profits to be made here, and then obviously when we ride this up for the second wave to the top, then the profits are really going to come. So good luck, and let's hope that this is the breakout we've been waiting for.